Hey, friends and family. Hey, loved ones. Hey, I just want to say fucking hell. Fucking hell, man. Just gone through the ringer. Like, man, this year, 2023, when I heard from someone that I appreciate that it was going to feel like a collective ayahuasca ceremony, I didn't realize what I was in for. I was like, yeah, that sounds right. I think that's how it's gonna be. But man, I didn't know like how it was gonna hand me my ass so many times already, and we're only like in mid-March here. So wow, just gotta like be grateful for being here right now and the gift of surrender, because that's what it is really. Like, it's just like on so many levels, just surrender, and then a deeper level of surrender, and a deeper level of surrender, let go. And so just being pushed into the edge right now, and just gonna be real and raw and vulnerable and tell it like it is and how it's been. And so yeah, even with all the challenges and the pain and the trials and everything, like, and the hardships and the struggles, yeah, it has been a gift. It has really been a gift, like, to help me get out of my own way, just to surrender and just to let things unfold how they need to, and know that it's all love for me and we, to show me what I can free, and I can free me. I can free this love to be. I can be who I need to be. Like, I can be who I am and who I am becoming, and just allow myself as I am, and accept myself as I am, and accept what I've been given to work with and to play with and to transform and just to be with, or just to experience and let go of and forgive and integrate and appreciate and accept and include, and to self-initiate, and to let go of those fears that have kept me from so much, and from so much of myself, and living my life like fully and being who I really am, and letting go of all the programming and the fears of being rejected and not understood and seen as unworthy and like just judged and condemned. Being seen as like not right or different or as a problem sometimes, didn't want to add to any problems. And so I saw myself as a problem. Yeah, and life is a problem. What if it wasn't, What if we were addicted to our problems? Because it gave us something noble to do, And that's just some of the things, like, just been looking into and looking at with where I'm at right now and what I've been through, like, the last couple months. And so much has been illuminated, and I've had so many insights and realizations about like my current health issues and the fatigue, the super exhaustion, and everything. Yeah, and it's amazing, really. Like, this gift that felt more like a bitch slap, like a series of bitch slaps to get me to go where my soul wants to go. So I just got home from the hospital last night after 2 long days of being poked and prodded constantly because of a lung collapse that I had. I had bronchitis for a couple weeks before and been having like some violent coughing, and that kind of like contributed to like me having to go through like this lung collapse But it's an interesting thing because I have some history and some things that relate to it. And um, it's been 13 years since my last lung collapse, and that was after a hellish year of 2010 of being in and out of the hospital all year that year with all these emergency surgeries and serious life-threatening things that happened for most of the year. That was so super hard. That was the tower collapsing for me, and it snapped me and my husband out of some really destructive, dysfunctional patterns too. And so, like, it was like one of the best things that could have happened, although it was like the most excruciating pain I've ever been through in my life, like with abdominal pain and like, yeah, emergency surgeries and complications that came, and a domino effect that spiraled into like sepsis and yeah, and then eventually a lung collapse, and then a spinal tear, and like all these things after a gallbladder surgery and an appendectomy, and like all these things, all these tests and all these trials. And I finally found out that in 2010 that there was a genetic disorder that runs in my family called Birt-Hogg-Dubé, and that creates like lots of different cysts in the lungs and the kidneys, and sometimes on the face and the chest, like in the elder years. And so, yeah, it was an interesting thing to find out in 2010 when I went and saw some specialist that was looking at my CT scans of my lungs and my kidneys. And he said, oh, this is a rare genetic disease. It was just discovered. It's called Birt-Hogg-Dubé, or Dubé. And yeah, it's like there's all these cysts in your lungs that could burst and cause collapsed lungs. And there are these cysts in your kidneys that can increase your risk of kidney cancer and all of that. And so it's just like, oh, well, that's interesting. You know, good to know all of that. And so my family was informed, like, oh, you know, this condition is probably what, you know, is running in the family, because there's so much of those kinds of incidences with lung collapses with my grandpa, my mom, my aunt, and different cousins of my mom's and my aunt. And so, like, yeah, there was a lot of that going on. And so, yeah, during that time, like, some family member looked into that. And I was just kind of the mind of, well, okay, that's, you know, interesting and everything, but I don't want to claim that disease or put any energy into that. I just kind of want to, like, live my life without worrying about that. And I didn't follow like the advice like of getting scanned like every couple of years or whatnot, because I have like a huge distrust for the medical system, the way that it's run, the way that it's been operating, from profits over people and like continuous customer, yeah, just dependent on the medical system, which was hijacked a long time ago, like, and is overrun with like agendas to keep us sick and dumb. And so, yeah, that's why, you know, I've been like really resistant about like a lot of traditional things that a lot of people normally do. I will not do those things. And yeah, there's just a lot of things that I've seen in healthcare myself, being a healthcare worker from an early age. I was a CNA at 16, 17, and I witnessed a lot of things. And I was there because I loved people and I wanted to help people and I wanted to serve people, and I wanted to, I just felt like drawn to like those things. And so, but I was really disenchanted after, working at a nursing home for a couple of years, home health care and a hospital, and just seeing how things like how the relationships and the dynamics there worked, and how like everything was kind of hierarchical and just not sensical in a lot of ways, and it was missing like huge pieces of actual care and observation and looking and listening and well-being, like and diet and nutrition and all of those things that add and contribute to well-being. And so like I've had my own health struggles, and that's when, you know, all of these things in 2010 like led me. I mean, I've always been interested in looking at herbs and plants and holistic treatments and different things. And so, yeah, that really did kind of stir my interest in how can I help myself, and how can I heal myself, and how can I take care of myself, and all of these things. What choices can I make for me? What options do I have available? What am I choosing? What am I creating for me? What can I create? What can I invite? What can I choose for my well-being? All these things. And so, like, yeah, I had to go to extremes for a little while, like I usually do, because I have had that all or nothing personality, where sometimes I do throw out the baby with the bathwater, and I just want to reject, like, certain things outright because of certain traumas and experiences and injuries and wounds that I have had and felt and experienced throughout this life and other lifetimes. And so, yeah, I was really resistant to like owning this disease or like accepting it and acknowledging it, like its potential effects and consequences and things. And so it was on my part like a little bit of wishful thinking, but it was also like a way to protect myself in other ways. And so now that I see, like, it's been interesting, like looking at CAT scans like that were taken 13 years ago and the ones that were taken like yesterday or the day before, and seeing like, wow, this is an accurate assessment. This is a reality check. Okay, what are my options? And like, what do I have to work with here? And like, how do I take care of myself, like, in the best ways that I am able to, with what I have to work with right now. And so, yeah, just looking at things, considering things, being open, being more open-minded to things that I previously would have had a knee-jerk reaction to and just said, no, fuck no, get away. You know, but willing to like kind of weigh everything and look at things and use the resources and tools and help that's available and offered to me. But also claiming my own power and knowing like, yeah, that no one else is going to save me, but like I have choices and options and gifts and all of these things I can choose, and I can ask to see other choices as well. And so, and I can just accept like this is part of my gift sack, you know, that I've been given, and it's up to me to do or to, let it work for me. Yeah. So, that's where I'm at right now. And like, it's something I didn't want to go through. I didn't want to go to the hospital. I didn't want to go through that, like, ordeal and everything, but like, you know what? It was like, okay, this is what life is serving up for me. This is how it's unfolding. Let's just see where it goes, and let's be with it, and let's, make the best of it, and let's see what we can do. And just be present for this gift and for this ride that it's just gonna be and get to be. So, just going through some of this and thinking about my mom, like all the things that she went through, like with her lungs and her lung collapses and her health issues and her struggles and all those surgeries that she went through that were way more barbaric back in the day. There's so many awesome, like, and improved treatments, like today, with the microscopic surgery and with the cameras and the robotic stuff. And, like, yeah, there has been a lot of improvements and increases in understanding, like, certain things. And but yeah, so it is, like, super interesting to see, like, and I do feel like a lot of blessings and advancements, like, that are meant to, like, help us, like, recover in certain ways. But we just get to participate in this process, you know. And so, wow, just feeling, like, really emotional and thinking back and remembering and recalling and reflecting on certain things and what some of my family has gone through with this disorder, and how, like, I realized this morning, like, this is like, yeah, I didn't want it. It was something I didn't want. So I rejected it. I denied it. I didn't give it a space or a place, because it's just like, nope, I'm not gonna own that. No, fuck that. You know, but it's just like, okay, you know, like, can't bypass it anymore. It's right here in my face, you know, like, so how do I get to show up for me? And, like, what I've been given. And so, like, I really did, like, open to receive, like, all of these things. And it wasn't, like, it didn't have to be traumatic. And I was grateful for every single caregiver and helper, nurse, physician, doctor, everyone who came to talk with me, to share with me, to help me with something, or to offer something for me that I got to, you know, take in, like, in my own ways, like, for my own well-being, for my own self, and then appreciate and thank. And I just made the best of a situation where it was hard, and I didn't get any sleep, poked and prodded constantly for 2 days, but, like, we're figuring stuff out, and, like, now I have a direction to go, and I feel very positive about things. Although, like, it's not the end of my challenges, it's just the beginning of things in a way too. But I do feel really optimistic about a lot of things, and I've learned a lot, and I've seen a lot that I didn't see before. So the darkness being illuminated, and the unconscious being made conscious, and all of these things for for well-being, for wholeness, and for integration and inclusivity, for the integrity of the whole. And I feel super grateful to be home again, and slept well in my own bed, and woke up this morning and was grateful to have some energy and to feel good and to be breathing easy and, you know, not feeling any pain. And so, yeah, it's all looking up, and the sun was shining, and spring feels like it's springing, and everything is changing and transforming and becoming like what it already is, or what it has the potential to be, like, because of the love and the nurturing and the surrendering and the opening and receiving and being willing, yeah, to notice all of the beautiful gifts, all the love, all the blessings, all the resources, all the gifts that are always being given, all the love there is. You know, if we can change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. Instead of not wanting to look at them and not wanting to confront them or address them or acknowledge how it is, what it is. And so, yeah, being really vulnerable, being taken care of, like, and not being in control and having to surrender that control, like, but also, yeah, it was really freeing. And then, yeah, letting go of control, actually, I feel like we have more power in that way, that's able to work through us. And so I just got to show up and be loved as I am and live the love that I am and just be taken care of and be present with like all the things that were unfolding in this experience, in this ordeal, in this adventure. And so have had a little bit of pressure today and wanted to get some things done, and that's where I chose to focus my energy. My mom died a month ago, and her memorial service is next Saturday. And so we have a week now, and I needed to get some things in order and completed and sent to the right people. Like, yeah, so we're all ready for her services and things, and just clarifying and refining some details and all of that. And so I've had help with that, of course, like everyone's contributed and played their parts, but it kind of has felt like a little bit of pressure, and I kind of had expectations and fears about, I don't know how to do this is unknown to me, but and like it taught me a lot about like how I can procrastinate stuff too, and then like also just like letting go and trusting and just like following through with what I'm given in each moment, and just take the next step and the next step and the next step. And people are there if I'm willing to reach out and connect and ask questions and just follow through, like, and like, because it doesn't hurt to ask like certain things and just like, yeah, follow those threads, and it leads you to something new and furthering, like, yeah, each step. It just appears like the next step. So yeah, and it's fun. I know that I wasn't doing it on my own or alone, and I have help, and I can always ask for that help, and there's always support there, and there's always people asking me, can I help? Can I help? Please let me know if you need anything. Please let me know what I can do. Like, and so there is like, it's just like, yeah, we all want to do that for each other too. And if we could like pull that energy together and focus that, what can't we do? You know, like through like all of us. Through me, we, and you. It's all of us. You know, all you. All true. Yeah, and so I've noticed that too, like how like the energy's so funny sometimes, and it's all playing through all of us and always, through always. And the other thing that I got to appreciate today was looking at old pictures and seeing like pictures of my mom when she was a young woman, and how beautiful she really was, you know, as a young woman too, you know, and how I can see myself in her, and how like it's so beautiful to see how many lives we actually live in our life through our like all the phases of our life and through all of our lives together. And so that's like so awesome to see, like, man, where we change and grow and we play so many roles like through the span of these years and these phases and these stages of growth through our lives. And it's really amazing, like, just to appreciate that and to see that and to value that, to value life, like it's all stages of life. And that's one of the things that I was getting this year too, a couple months ago. Like, I've just been through some struggles and some illnesses and some challenges. Like, that just doesn't seem to be like a breather sometimes. Like, get through like one crisis and then it's just like, okay, good job. And now, bam, here's this one. You know, But it has been so beautiful and so magical too. Like, yeah, wow, endurance and sisu. And but for the grace of God go I. Like, let thy will be done. Let love be served. Let love be one. Love is one. We are one. And so, yeah, let all of us see, and remember who we are and who we can be if we allow ourselves that freedom and that gift of love for we to accept all these things and know that it is happening for we, and the process of growth and the process of healing and the process of grief, allowing that process to take place and unfold and just work through our whole being. And that's one of the things I was looking into and allowing myself to see was that this part of the journey is not wrong for me. This phase of my growth is not wrong for me. There is nothing wrong with me. There is nothing wrong to be, and just allowing me to be as I am and as I'll be. And through this process of growth, healing, changing, transforming, becoming, even though it's not where I want to be, ideally, it's actually a trajectory and it's a path to help me get through some of this old wounding, to create something new and to integrate and initiate into the new that wants to come through and that wants to be included and born through the wholeness of my being, and allowing all I am already allows that new life to be born through me. And so it's just acceptance and surrender and nurturing and caring and loving and remembering and knowing and not knowing, letting go and being, so just grateful to be here and to be breathing easy, and have some plans and some goals, and gonna take it one day at a time, and one step at a time, and one gift, one love, one breath at a time, which is weird because time has been so weird too. And just been working with the plants this year and really appreciating Damiana, self-love, the beloved within, passion flower, surrender, lemon balm, nurture, and so many others. But yeah, for this month, lemon balm and Damiana and passion flower. And then I super have appreciated so many other teas and so many other plant medicines and allies and teachers that are here to help me and we, and teach us and help us remember who we are and who we get to be and who we really be. When all of the silly stories and identities fall away and we see the truth of ourselves in every way. So I feel I'll share more about my story of my health history and what I've been through, and how my trials and challenges really have helped me, and I have really been averse and resistant to challenges and efforting lately, and that actually makes so much sense to me now, like why I've felt so fatigued and everything and exhausted. And yeah, that's another story for another day, but it's like great to be able to like to see the way through the way through all of this, and looking into the nocebo and the placebo and all of those things and all those effects and being at cause. And that's another story and another tale, and another, yeah, thing to look into. But yeah, I did have some things I wrote in my journal, and maybe I'll share something. Let's see. Okay. Oh, so this is March 7th, full moon in Virgo. Well, yay, it was a chill and easy day. I got my hair done, so I just got to enjoy some time with Kenzie. And I gratefully received some love and friendship and care. It's always great to see everyone there and how their lives are progressing. And the milestones they cross and they bear. Yeah, all of our hands are all folded in prayer and hearts willing, open. Yeah. I was looking for my glasses because it's a little dark in here and I know I just had them. How strange. Ah, I found them. Seek and ye shall find. So it's always nice, yeah, to see everyone there and how their lives are progressing and all the milestones they cross and bear. All our hands all folded in prayer, our hearts willing and open to be, give, receive, and share. Lots of love always. Love is always present here. Lemon balm nurture, a connection to the honeybees and the beekeeper, the high priestess, the Melissa, the steward, the nymph of the ash, and the medicine maker. Damiana, the beloved within, and passion flower. Surrender, surrender, surrender. And so 3/12/23, beloved friend, thanks life, self, love, source God. Letting go of karma and karmic debts, other people's expectations, and artificial false external programming, people pleasing, martyring and misering, shadow caregiving. Oh, I spent the day with Scott and Sammy in true reverence, gratitude, hospitality, kinship, generosity. It was such a fun day to play and create, enjoy, share, and make new memories. Time, presencing, loving, living, embodying, and honoring all the love that is shared and given, received freely. Aquarian and Piscean themes, most definitely. Mermaid, whales, dolphins, turtles, penguins, otter, leopard, duck, frog, honeybee, and magical friends, medicine companions, and allies. 3/13/23, I'm feeling a little burdened. What is it that I can allow or let go of, surrender, release, express, feel into, lean into, accept, work with, play with, or grow through, learn through, be with, integrate, or assimilate, observe, receive, see, hear, and feel about this? And that was when my lung had collapsed. It was on Monday the 13th. And I had felt it, like, obviously intuitively and before, like, the pressure and the pain, and I really allowed myself to kind of check in and see like how I was really feeling, and I just didn't want to admit it at first. Like, I know what this is, but I don't want it to be what I know that it is. And so yeah, it took me 2 days to finally, like, okay, if I'm not feeling better like the next day, then I'm gonna go in and get a chest x-ray and do the things I need, and I'll just trust that I'll be taken care of, and this is like really for me, for my healing, and really what I need. I need to see like I'm willing. And so some of the things I wrote down was like, I have this pressure and these expectations and this guilt and this withholding, this love that I'm withholding from myself, and then overgiving in certain areas, and then miser, like the miser pops in. Yeah. And so like I see like a lot of those things, and the counterbalancing or the overcompensating. And it has to do with like the inferiority and superiority things too. And so second, third, and fourth guessing myself, doubt and ego needs for safety and certainty, security. And so just letting go of all those fears. It is getting warmer, and new light and new life is in the air, and it feels like spring is here. Spring is going to light it up with all this new life that's being nurtured right here. Some parts of me just want to be allowed to feel angry and disgusted about bullshitified things and manipulation, sleight of hand trickery, and downright despicable dishonesty and sabotage, malicious intent and savagery, calculated atrocity, exploitation, and self-serving, preserving antics and chicanery, just making the room and clearing the space to be at one with all of me and we, all I am, and remembering it's not up to me how others awaken or continue to sleep, how they might see themselves, others, the world, and little old me. I'm angry at them for not seeing me, we. I felt angry, afraid, and sad for so long enough. Seriously. But I'll allow all this residual energy to be moved and put to good use, liberated and freed, allowed to be exercised, expressed, felt, and released. March 14th. We got up early to run to Lindquist's mortuary in Layton to pick up my mom's remains. It felt a little bit surreal and unreal to me. So I've been feeling a little bit of anxiety around certain things that are or seem to be uncertain, unknown, uncomfortable, unknowable, incomprehensible, hard, difficult, and not preferable. I must be stretching some comfort zones. I'm feeling sometimes a heaviness, a denseness, a weighted feeling. It's maybe fatigue. I'm worn out or worn down. This resistance. So it makes me feel averse to efforting or working or what feels like this resistance, this challenging, engaging presence. But yeah, I can accept this for strengthening, building, investing, while simultaneously detaching and holding the tension while letting go. It is a paradox. It's so silly. Oh, damn. So silly being, not taking my thyroid meds for the last 2 years. Now it all makes much more sense. So the weakness, the weight gain, the puffy face, the low heart rate, the low energy, the insomnia and sluggishness, the sex drive that plummeted into the ground. Yeah, all those things. Like me being really pissed off the last couple years and saying, fuck all this. Fuck any fucking prescriptions, any medications, anything that comes from that allopathic bullshit system. I'm doing this myself. I am going to, throw out that motherfucking everything and just, give everything the finger around that. Because, yeah, so fucking angry about everything. How it was being used and abused and misused and all of that. And so, yeah, I got to realize, when I got some labs done in the hospital, all of the things that I've been struggling with, especially the last year, Really. Like, I felt like I could do something with my thyroid condition without like the drugs and everything. But obviously something's been missing, and so I get to like choose to use the resources that are available to me and take more responsibility um, for my well-being in those ways. Like, where I kind of like, this is how the rebel, or the shadow side of the rebel, worked or expressed its way through me, like in these unconscious ways, because of uh, the wounding and the self-righteous rejection of certain things. And it was really like I was rejecting me and my own energy, and now I have a better insight and window into those things, using a different lens and more compassion and empathy, and seeing it as a whole, and also like in my family tree, like all of these things. And so, wow, it's just been huge. It's been a huge thing, a huge blessing, and an interesting adventure the last couple weeks, couple months, couple days. So just wanted to share some of those things. And I'll close with sharing something from this Herbal Astrology Oracle deck. And I've been appreciating this. Thank you, Rachel. Just working with plants a lot more this year, and the energies, like the elemental energies and nature, and for connection, for reconnection and restoration, recalibration, all of these things, resurrection, life, death, rebirth. And so Lion's Mane wants to keep coming up, leadership. So upright, sacred masculine, leadership, ambition, provider, strong-willed, spiritual power. Reversed, egotism, vanity, and self-interest, lack of intention, and forceful apathy. Astrological ruler, Mercury and Uranus. Lion's mane has been used as a food and medicine for well over 2,000 years in the high mountain regions of Asia. Its nicknames include bearded, tooth, or pom-pom mushroom. So in traditional Chinese medicine, it's referred to as, oh gosh, I'm not even going to try and say that with like the lighting in here right now either. But the lion is a symbol of power, animus. Animus. The lion is a symbol of power, animus, the primordial essence within the sacred masculine that expresses itself as relentless determination, ambition, focus, and will. When we meet lion's mane, we immediately feel a regal and generous presence. When out of balance, vanity and overconsumption block the flow of love coming in to inspire ambition. Power isn't powerful when you put others or yourself down. You are a wielder of raw power and may be destructive if consequences are overlooked. Lead your life from a place of compassionate leadership, and the rest will follow. So, yay. I appreciate that one. That one has come up a lot in the last couple months. What I wanted to share, was Damiana, like some of the beautiful things that I read about that, and I've been like kind of sitting with and reflecting on. The beloved within, finding the beloved within, and then coming back together after a period of separation. And that was like just wow for me. That was so potent and really revealing. And so the guidance for Damiana is, Damiana represents the universal principle of the beloved within relationships and within ourselves. The alchemy of polarity is what we're made of, and the integration of opposites is that which births the beloved. This card represents the journey of coming together and reuniting within oneself, a lover, friend, family member, or any important person in your life. You are in an important period of making choices and establishing healthy boundaries, especially with those you'd like to deepen and expand with. Yeah. Or those that you feel the need to shed or distance yourself from. Damiana reminds us of the importance of shaking off rigidity that often depletes creative reserves and sacred play. If you feel unsatisfied and emotionally unavailable, even to those whom you love, take the time to be in solitude and nourish your creative centers. Often, separation becomes the basis to reunite it once again in a higher frequency. Often, separation becomes the basis to reunite once again in a higher frequency. True self-love is the key to lasting relationships with others, and most importantly, with yourself. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, and loving working with Damiana, lemon balm, and passion flower. And passion flower. Let's see if we can find passion flower. Surrender. And that is Herbs of Neptune, number 43123. Passion flower, surrender, upright, sacrifice, surrender, choosing growth, trusting, discernment, rituals of letting go. Reversed, deception, misguided intentions, deceiving opportunities, unexpected halt, bad judgment. Astrological ruler, Neptune and the moon. And so the guidance for this passion flower symbolizes surrender, sacrifice, and the crucifixion of the ego. Passion flower resembles the need to sacrifice in order to make space and move forward. The all-seeing double-headed owl symbolizes the great understanding perceived from both sides, whether it be upside down or inside out, and bestows goddess passion flower with unseen truths as she performs rituals for letting go. Owl is symbolic of discernment and able to light up what's needed to be seen. Passion flower today might reflect the need to suspend actions that aren't aligned to your spiritual path. Are there certain decisions or actions you've made that you must sacrifice in order to reassess your direction? So honor your intuition. It's okay if projects or original ideas come to an unexpected halt. Discernment is key to experience greater truth and opportunities. Passion flower. And lemon balm. Lemon balm. Lemon balm's been really comforting, and that's Herbs of the Asteroids, 52-148. Lemon balm, nurture. Earth Mother, access to the ways of the earth, planetary guardian, balance of feelings and emotions, and nurturance. Reversed, disconnection from the Great Mother, lack of self-nurturance, wounded inner child, and healing the mother archetype. Astrological ruler is Ceres and Jupiter. And so that's interesting too, because the Persephone myths, the archetypal Persephone myths have been coming up, like the Handless Maiden and those kinds of things. And so lemon balm embodies the archetype of both Jupiter and its feminine counterpart, the asteroid Ceres. Roman goddess Ceres rules health, agriculture, nutrition, fertility, our relationship to mother, the nurturance or lack thereof within family relationships, and our ultimate connection to Mother Earth. Ceres describes what we need to feel nurtured in this life and how we nurture those around us. Like Jupiter, her qualities are joyful, supportive to our sense of well-being and longevity. The guidance is give yourself permission to mother the deepest core of yourself. Listen to your inner child, retrieve the unconscious parts of your past, forgive yourself, and liberate the inner child that has remained silenced. Lemon Balm assists us in reconstructing or reconnecting to the gentle power of Nurturance. Her soft and gentle touch reminds us to connect to the Great Mother in all her shapes and forms. The medicine of honeybee is here to serve you, prompting you to ask yourself, where can I soften and receive? How can I access my inner child to access great wholeness? Honeybee symbolizes the magic of nectar, vitality, prosperity, and the great inner and outer wealth that is ahead. So, lemon balm. And it's, I watched a podcast on this a couple days ago too. I'll put that link in the description box, and super appreciated hearing that about the connections with the bees and the beekeepers and the priestesses and the magic medicine makers. And so, Melissa officinatus is derived from the Greek melissae, meaning honeybee, and it was planted by beekeepers in the temple of Artemis to keep the sacred honeybees happy. So yeah, the bees are really attracted to lemon balm, and they used to, like when they were starting a new hive somewhere, they would rub the lemon balm all over the hive because it would attract the bees to the hive and encourage them to stay there. And so yeah, that was fun to learn about that. And just balm the sweetness of life, and that nectar and of that comes when we nurture something that we love, and so let's love ourselves and love each other and love what we love, and choose to love and have the courage to love, the love that we do love and the love that we do have, to be able to love and to be this love and to live this love and to receive this love and to share this love and to give this love, because love is for giving and for being, for sharing and receiving and allowing and freeing, and witnessing, for being and becoming all that we are, all this love we are. So be love for yourself and be well. I'll love all that you are. Okay, we'll see you for now. Love y'all.